Hey, this is Wes Fryer. It's March the 15th, 2023, and I'm here in Salisbury, North Carolina, and I'm here at the Dixonville burying ground, the Dixonville Cemetery. And this cemetery was used from the mid-1800s until 1960, and it's where many slaves and descendants of slaves were buried. One of the things that's really ironic about this space is, and I noticed this when I left, I'm up here to visiting I had an appointment at the VA healthcare clinic. It's not far. There's just a cemetery, which I think that must be soldiers because of all the gravestones that are, uniform there. And then there's another really large cemetery. So there's two different ones here. So many gravestones. And then here, it's almost empty. There's a few gravestones. One of the markers says that there were 425 confirmed burials here, I think, since 1910. But what it makes me wonder, this is the second burial site, cemetery for African American slaves that I have visited, that I visited here in North Carolina. And in one of those that's in Charlotte, that is right across from Sardis Presbyterian Church, they have actually done ground penetrating radar scans to ascertain how many people have been buried and the locations of those burials. Right behind me there's a bench that says that I can't live my life in fear. And then I love this one, which is attributed to Tamika Peterson. We have to have the courage to just say, hey, today I'm telling my story. I'll pan across here and then I'm gonna read the inscription. So over here to this side is the Lincoln School, which was the first school for African Americans here in Salisbury until 1923, and it's all boarded up. And so behind me here is this pathway to Lincoln School, and I'll pan across and read the inscription of the plaque that's on the roadside here. Pathway to Lincoln School. Simple paths once crossed this cemetery, worn by the feet of children making their way to the school across the creek, and hearses transporting loved ones to their final resting places. Fond memories abound from simpler days of picking ripe persimmons, pears, and blackberries along the way. Quite often the journey was a carefree respite from the rigid structure of the school day, a time of anticipation of the day to come, or a celebration of the end of long hours in the classroom. It was always more fun to cross the seemingly vast burial ground with friends. In fact, a solitary crossing through the silent graves could be a fearful experience. The most heavily worn path led to the colored graded school, later known as Lincoln School. Established in the 1880s, it was the first public school for African American children in Salisbury, and the only one until 1923. The more recent structure, built in the 1920s, can be seen on the other side of the fence at the end of this pathway. Urban renewal swept through the community during the 1960s, changing the character of the close-knit neighborhoods which surrounded Lincoln School and Dixonville Cemetery. During this time, the creek was piped and the bridge to the school was removed. The fence at the back of the cemetery roughly follows the old watercourse. Numerous granite and marble stones once crisscrossed this graveyard. Only a few markers, engraved with family ties and meaningful sentiments, remain today to memorialize the departed soul.